Hey, what's up guys? Nixby1HD here and welcome back to another episode of our F1 2013 Force India Career Mode. And in today's episode we have got, episode number 13 is around the Singapore Grand Prix, around the streets of Marina Bay. So before we get into qualifying, make sure you guys drop a like on the video if you are enjoying this series. Make sure you subscribe for more and let's get into qualifying for the Singapore Grand Prix. Okay, qualifying day here for the Singapore Grand Prix. So we've got very tricky qualifying conditions in the rain. That is going to be so challenging. Right, okay, qualifying for the Singapore Grand Prix. Where we go up to the line. Right, okay, qualifying does come to a close and it is Lewis Hamilton that does take pole position with Fernando Alonso in P2 and Sebastian Vettel in P3, Nico Rosberg in 4th, Mark Webber in 5th, Jenson Button in 6th, Kimi Raikkonen in 7th, Sergio Perez in 8th and Nico Hulkenberg, our rival, rounding out the top 10. So, let's get into race day here for the Singapore Grand Prix. Right, okay, having a look at the strategy for the Singapore Grand Prix today. 31 laps ahead of us here around Marina Bay, so we're going to be starting on the option tyres, pitting lap 6 for a set of the primes, and then pitting lap 18 for a fresh set of the primes to see us through to the checkered flag. So let's get into race day here for this. Let's get into the Singapore Grand Prix. Right, okay, here we go. Ready for the Singapore Grand Prix. Waiting on the 5 red lights. And it is lights out and away we go here in Singapore. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, so we are going to get past the Resta. So we're going to be side by side with Raikkonen. Can we outbrake Raikkonen? Yes, we can. And we're going to get past Jenson Button as well. And we're going to go down the inside of Sebastian Vettel. And we're up into 8th place. What a start to the Singapore Grand Prix this has been. Hopefully we can do a lot better in the race than we did in qualifying. Here comes Jenson Button. Can we outbrake the McLaren? I mean, do get a warning, but so we are going to be did give Sebastian Vettel a big squeeze there. But Sebastian Vettel, he is going to be our teammate in a future F1 career, retro F1 career mode that we're doing. Of course, when we get round to F1 2021, he is going to be our teammate at Aston Martin. Whoa! So we are going to be teaming up with the 4-time world champion down at Aston Martin. Okay, so we do outbrake ourselves, and unfortunately we do lose the place to Vettel.
We can't afford to lose too much time stuck behind the car ahead. You're faster than him in sector 2. Sector 2.
And also, of course, we are still doing our F2 career mode on we are still doing the 2018 F2 career mode, of course, where we're driving as 2018 champion George Russell and trying to win the F2 championship. This was the corner where we went deep and we lost the position to Seb. Damn it. Okay. Okay, copy.
Our data's showing that the car ahead is likely to be running in fuel conservation mode. His time will be slightly slower than normal.
So we are going to be boxing at the end of this lap onto a set of the prime tyres. So yeah, really am enjoying the F2 career mode. That's a lot of fun. Still really am enjoying that. And yeah, copy. But yeah, no. So really am enjoying the F2 career mode. That is still a lot of fun. Really am enjoying that. And of course the oh gosh. And really am struggling for grip around the Singapore Grand Prix, or on the option. Well, struggling on the option tyres. Hopefully the prime tyres will be a bit better for us. But into the pits we go. Around we go. Okay. In we go. So hopefully a nice clean tidy stop by the Force India pit crew. So first set of primes going on onto the car.
You're free to rejoin the track. The track is clear. The car's got a new set of prime tyres on. You only have to stop once now. One stop left. Have a 2-second gap to the car behind. We need to keep it clean so he doesn't get a chance to overtake. Hamilton's got the prime tyre fitted to the car. He's going for a longer period between stops.
So the plan is, with the F2 career modes, we're going to be going from the 2018 F2 season all the way up to the 2025 season, and we are going to be trying to win the championship with whatever driver won the championship in that season. So of course for 2018 we are racing as George Russell, and of course the aim is to try and win the F2 championship title. But are we going to get the jump on any of these guys?
Pole is a couple of positions in front of you.
Okay, so we've got Paul di Resta just ahead of us. Okay, use the DRS. tap of the wall there.
The car behind is only a second down on you. 1 second. We think the car behind is running on 4 revs. He's trying to close the gap.
So Fernando Alonso currently leading the race. So we got Gregory van der Gaard, who Paul di Resta has just got past. course, Formula One, of course, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and the Bahrain and the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, of course, been cancelled because of what's going on. Because of the war in Iran. Whoa. But yeah, so we got quite a bit of a break before the next Grand Prix, which is of course the Miami Grand Prix.
Within the next couple of laps.
Okay, copy. So if you guys have missed the previous retro career modes we have done on the channel, of course, we've done F1 2010, where we raced for HRT, F1 2011, where we raced for Williams, and F1 2012, where we raced for Caterham, and of course F1 2013, which of course we're getting very, very close towards the end of this series. and I have decided when we get to F1 2017, we are going to be racing for Haas instead of McLaren, and then when we do our F1 2020 career mode, we are going to be racing for McLaren. So we're still going to be going with a 16 race calendar for the F1 2020 McLaren career mode, which so for our F1 2017 Haas career mode, we are going to be teaming up with Kevin Magnussen, and then when we race, we're up to 11th, I didn't even realise, but yeah, F1 20 F1 2020, when we race for McLaren, we are going to be teaming up with Lando Norris down at McLaren. So in terms of who we're going to be driving for in our future career modes, F1 2014 we are going to be driving for Lotus, and we are going to be teaming up with Roman Grosjean. F1 2015 we are going to be driving for Sauber, and we're going to be driving as Indy 500 champion Marcus Ericsson, and teaming up with Felipe Nasser, because of course back on F1 2015 they didn't, because of course back on F1 2015 they didn't have career mode on F1 2015, so yeah. F1 2016 we are going to be racing for Manor Racing and teaming up with Pascal Wehrlein. F1 2017 we're going to be racing for Haas. F1 2018 we're going to be racing for Red Bull and teaming up with Max Verstappen. And F1 2019 when we race for Ferrari, we're going to be teaming up with Charles Leclerc. Of course, his debut season with Ferrari, and then F1 2020 will be McLaren, and yeah, we're going to be teaming up with Carlos Sainz, and then F1 2021 we're going to be racing for Aston Martin and teaming up with Sebastian Vettel. F1 22 we're going to be racing for Mercedes and teaming up with George Russell. F1 23 we're going to be racing for Williams, and we're going to be teaming up with F1 2023 we're going to be racing for Williams, and we're going to be teaming up with Alex Albon. F1 24 we're going to be racing for Alpine and teaming up with Pierre Gasly. And F1 25 we're going to be racing for Racing Bulls, and we're going to be teaming up with Liam Lawson. I genuinely am tempted to potentially come in one lap earlier.
The car behind is on standard revs. Car behind is running standard revs.
And we will get, and after our F2 career modes have concluded, we will be jumping onto F1 Championship Edition, which is of course the 2006 season, where we're going to be racing for where we're going to be racing for Toro Rosso. So really excited to jump into that. Of course.
Flag conditions. Let the car immediately behind through. You're not racing him.
There goes the race leader, Fernando Alonso. Okay, so we're on to the penultimate lap before we're going to pit. I was tempting to pit at the end of this lap, but I thought no. Let's stick to the original plan. But yeah, these rear tyres are starting to go. So yeah, I'm actually gonna box at the end of this lap.
Okay, we need you to make way for the car behind. We're gaining on the car ahead in sector 2.
Okay. So Lewis Hamilton will get past us as well. Okay, round the bridge. But yeah, we're gonna box. We're gonna box at the end of this lap.
You need to let the car behind you pass. He's not racing you for position.
Okay, into the pits we go. Prime tyres, just to confirm.
Okay, prime for your next box. There's some traffic at the pit exit. Watch out as you rejoin the track. You have no more scheduled pit stops, so look after your tyres.
Nico Rosberg currently stuck behind the Caterham of Gregory van der Gaard. And we are going to get past Van der Gaard as well. Going to give the place back to Daniel Ricciardo. We get DRS, the Australian, gaining.
The gap to the car in front is less than a second. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone. The car ahead is running the optional tyre. We may have trouble closing the gap during this stint.
Okay, Ricciardo's going to dive into the pits.
Watch out for the car behind. He's only 2 seconds down on you. He might try and overtake if you make a mistake.
Copy. Let's just bring the car home. Whoa. What happened there? What?
Be aware, we think the car behind is trying to save fuel. You need to increase the gap. You're within 1 second of the car behind. He will use DRS. Okay, we need you to make way for the car behind. You've moved up to 11th.
Okay, there goes Sebastian Vettel. So Fernando Alonso still leading the Singapore Grand Prix. So we have got yellow flags out.
You need to let the car behind you past. He's not racing you for position.
There goes Felipe Massa. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, round we go. I keep forgetting I've got no more flashbacks left.
Our data's showing that the car ahead is
That's
likely to be
annoying.
running in fuel conservation mode. His times will be slightly slower than normal.
Oh, damn it. 10-second time penalty. Oh, that just sums up our race weekend, doesn't it, guys? Oh, man. So annoying. Oh, great. I know it's pointless pitting for options, but we got nothing to lose.
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track.
Copy. But yeah, this Singapore Grand Prix definitely has been a race to forget. Fernando Alonso will win here in Singapore. B22. Right, okay, taking a look at our race results. Fernando Alonso does win the Singapore Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton in P2, Mark Webber P3, Nico Rosberg in 4th, Sergio Perez in 5th, Felipe Massa 6th, Sebastian Vettel 6th, Felipe Massa 7th, Kimi Raikkonen 8th, Roman Grosjean 9th, and our teammate Paul di Resta rounding out the top 10. So, taking a look at the championship standings, Lewis Hamilton does have a 68-point lead over Fernando Alonso in the Drivers' Championship, with Sebastian Vettel in 3rd, Mark Webber 4th, Nico Rosberg 5th, Kimi Raikkonen 6th, Felipe Massa 7th, ourselves in 8th, Jenson Button 9th, Nico Hulkenberg 10th, Sergio Perez in 11th, Roman Grosjean 12th, Paul di Resta 13th, and Esteban Gutierrez, the final driver to get a point this season. So, looking at the constructor standings, Mercedes lead the way with an 85-point lead, Ferrari in 3rd, Lotus in 4th, McLaren in 5th, Force India 6th, Sauber 7th, Toro Rosso 8th, and it's just Toro Rosso, Williams and Marussia all yet to score points this season. But that is going to be the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys have, make sure you guys drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys for some more sim racing content very soon.